go bite your bum.
Hey, Doreen, there's something wrong with your mouth. You better keep it shut or your teeth might drop out.
Shut up, Smith. Get out. Make me.
I'll make you.
Doreen, stop it.
About your brother Angus.
Angus,
He asked the doctor to contact you.
what's the matter with him?
It's bad news, I'm afraid. He's dying.
Oh. I hope I didn't hurt him. Stop! Get off! Get off!
What's going on? What's my name?
B.
Well, you remember that
Queen
much?
Bee.
Of course I remember.
I thought you might have forgotten who ran this place while you were on the outside.
You said last night you were sorry, but you don't give a damn. I hope your wife burns in hell for what she's done to me.
Hello there everybody and welcome to the video. My name's Serenity Solo Reacts and here we are today with Prisoner Cell Block H episode 21. Now, we're getting through these very slowly. We've got, what, another 671 episodes left, I think it is. We'll get there, especially when this goes twice a week. So yes, the mother got put into prison, but now she's out on bail. That's the quickest bail I have ever seen in any prison show, never mind just Prisoner. And Barbara has been found out. Now, she's got to be transferred. She has to be on isolation because the women are going to absolutely lynch her. I don't think Erica wants that, but hopefully, I say hopefully, she gets out safely. I mean, it is a prison drama, maybe not. But if you're enjoying this content, could I please ask for a like, comment and subscribe? I would really appreciate it if you haven't already. And a follow on Dailymotion. If you have, thank you ever so much. You're really helping the channel out and helping my mental health out. You honestly are. I'm not just saying that to get clicks. You honestly are. And to my Patreon members, it is you that is bringing the content to me to allow me to bring the content straight back to you. Thank you all ever so much. I love you lots no matter what tier you are. So with that, let's get on with Prisoner. Are they going to do proper recaps?
Doreen!
I don't understand that zoom in at all.
I only came back so as I could see you. It's your fault Frankie's dead. She never would have got out and been dead by now if it hadn't been for you.
Doreen, that's not true.
You killed her!
Stop this.
I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you for Frankie! You see! You see!
Shouldn't she be in the pound?
You, but you made her run! Now she's dead!
I said it in the last episode, it really doesn't suit Doreen. I can understand why. What the hell has just happened to the hiss? Bloody hell. Hope that goes away.
How did this happen?
Bumped into a door. Ask Miss Bennett.
Yes, a door with a right hook.
Believe what you want.
I hear Doreen Anderson is back.
She certainly is.
Gave herself up at the gate.
She didn't stand a chance without Doyle. At least she had brains enough to realize that. Anyway, there were certain people she couldn't wait to see again.
What do you mean?
Ask Travers. She'll be moved to her old cell shortly. I think she's really looking forward to that, don't you, Travers?
You're the one who's looking forward to it.
So she's moving him in
Did
with
Doreen do that?
Karen.
Ask your patient, Doctor.
I see.
We're dealing with animals in here. They're bound to draw blood occasionally. Nothing much we can do about it.
You could have her moved to another cell.
I don't see the point. These things happen.
Did you report this to the governor?
Are you trying to tell me my job, Doctor?
Yeah, I think you know exactly what you're doing, Miss Bennett.
I agree.
Catherine, we've got to discuss it. I mean, you can't just sit there and pretend it's all a bad dream.
Isn't it?
We have to think seriously about what Mr. Wilson said, about your plea.
I do wish you hadn't sent Sarah to stay with your sister.
Oh, look, she
She's
and
played
me get
her
along
part.
just fine. We have to talk.
She didn't want to go.
But it's better for her not to have to hear all this.
Or better for her not to be with her emotionally unstable mother. I expect that's what you mean.
Look, you know it's not like that, Catherine. Oh, blast. Now, who's that?
Oh, if it's Mrs. Pringle, tell her I'll take the tickets to the club tomorrow. I don't want to see her now.
No, let her in. I like
phone Di
Pringles.
McMillan. She'll be expecting a call about that committee.
Yes?
Mr. Roberts?
That's right.
I'm Mrs. Warren, Bert Warren's wife.
Oh, look, I don't know. This is quite the trouble.
I've got something to say. Let me in, please.
Catherine, Mrs. Warren.
I heard.
I won't sit down. I'm not staying long.
What do you want?
To see what sort of people you are.
Well, now you've seen us, you can leave.
Not before I've said what I've come to say, Mrs. Roberts.
Look, Mrs. Warren, I think perhaps you'd better go.
I've got something to say and you're going to listen.
Don't say the R word.
My husband worked for you for 8 years. He was a decent, hard-working man. You know as well as I do. He didn't lay a hand on your daughter.
Look, Mrs. Warren, I'm as sorry as you are over what happened, but I don't think
My
there's any
husband's
point in
dead. What do you know about sorry?
Please, Mrs. Warren.
People who know Bert, they know he couldn't do a thing like that. Your wife must be mad, and your daughter too, to do what they've done.
I think you've said enough. Please go.
If she's
then what?
mad, don't bring the
What
daughter
happens
into
to
it.
me? All my life, my husband worked for somebody else. He made money for people like your husband. All he ever took home was his salary.
That's what people
And
do
now,
on the work.
because of you, I've got no one. Nothing. You can say you're sorry, but that doesn't help me.
She wants money.
Just tell me what I'm expected to do now, on my own.
Look, this might not be the best time to discuss all this sort of thing, but perhaps tomorrow?
If you see this woman again, it must be in front of our lawyer.
I don't have anything to do with lawyers.
Well, it's either that, or you don't speak to him at all. Ken?
Well, yes, perhaps that might be best.
All right. When?
I'll ring you this evening. I've got your number.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I'm sure she's just out after money now. I mean, yes, probably upset about her husband, but it's all about that cash.
Consulate was the focal point of the protest, but the 250 police on duty made sure that the marchers kept moving.
What happened to you? Doreen? Doreen punched you in the eye? Oh, I don't believe it.
You don't have to take my word for it. Vera's moving her into our cell. You'll have her ringside seat.
No, don't worry. I don't intend to let any fighting interrupt my beauty sleep.
What the hell's
Frankie
Monica?
must have taught her some bad habits. We'll have to rehabilitate her.
Quiet. Listen.
Was committed for trial on a charge of murder today. She is Mrs. Catherine Roberts. Police say that Mrs. Roberts claimed the man her daughter. The dead man, Mr. Albert Warren, was crossing the road outside a milk bar when he was run down. He died shortly after being admitted to hospital. She is due...
Well, good on her.
You remember her, B? Real upper crust, looking for the silver at tea time.
Didn't
Yeah,
even
I
meet.
remember her. Afraid of her own shadow. Just goes to show you, you can't judge a book by its cover. Even our Doreen's turning into a tiger.
Doesn't suit her.
I want Doreen Anderson moved to another cell. Put her in with Lizzie Birdsworth.
Very well.
I'm told she attacked Karen Travers, and there's every likelihood it could happen again. I don't want them together.
Suppose you've been talking to Dr. Miller.
How do you know that?
I took Travers to surgery.
Did you witness the attack?
Oh, I'd hardly call it an attack. It was a scuffle,
Why should
nothing
he
to
put a
worry
foot in it
about.
if she wants
That is
governorship?
for me to decide. You are aware of the regulations. Why didn't you report it?
I didn't think it was important. If I came to you every time one of the women took a swipe at someone, I wouldn't have time to perform my duties.
May I remind you, Miss Bennett, that reporting such things to me is one of your duties.
It was a minor incident.
There is nothing minor about prisoners striking each other. I will not tolerate violence in this prison, and I will not have my officers tolerating it either.
I didn't just stand there. I broke it up as soon as it began.
Then it was unwise of you not to report it. I trust you'll be more diligent in the future. It is not the responsibility of the prison doctor to come to me with such things.
No, it's not. No doubt he has his reasons.
How's she keeping her job? She's always in trouble. She's like Jim Carrey without the bloody bell.
Oh, we're not going to have the pleasure of your smiling face then, are we?
Oh, go bite your bum.
Hey, Doreen, there's something wrong with your mouth. You better keep it shut or your teeth might drop out.
Shut up, Smith. She's moving in with Birdsworth. Governor's orders.
Yes, someone's been talking.
I didn't say anything. You don't need to. Not when you've got a nice friend like Dr. Miller. He'd hate to see anything happen to the lovely Mrs. Travers.
You needn't think me moving out's going to get you off the hook.
Smith, Travers, find something to do or I'll find something for you.
See, she never walks around the prison till the
Anderson,
perfect
whatever
moment.
you have in mind, forget it. You're in enough trouble as it is. I don't care what grievances you may imagine you have. There will be no fighting with other prisoners. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah?
Now that you are back here, you will obey the rules just like everyone else or suffer the consequences.
What are you going to do? Slap me on the wrist?
You've been warned. Take her to her cell, Miss Bennett.
Frankie's dead. Long live Frankie.
Birdsworth, Anderson's moving in with you.
Still shocked they killed her.
I'm sure you'll have lots to talk about.
Oh, Doreen, I'm glad to see you back again, if you know what I mean.
Big deal.
Well, it wasn't the same without you here.
Missed me, did you?
Yeah, I reckon I did.
Well, I didn't miss you.
Oh. Had a good time on the outside, did you?
Yeah.
Until then.
I was sorry to hear about Frankie.
Shut up about Frankie. None of you are sorry about anything.
Doreen, this is Margaret.
What are you knitting? Bag to go over your head?
Leave her alone. She's not all there.
Don't you tell me what to do. I'll say what I like.
Oh, gone all tough while we were on the outside, have we?
Yeah, you better believe it.
Not so tough that you didn't come back.
I've got me reasons.
Cut it out, Doreen. I've known you too long. You can drop the act. You can't kid me.
I'll drop you if you don't watch yourself. Just because I was your friend once doesn't make any difference. I don't need you. I don't need anybody. So keep away from me, both of you.
I'd love to see Lizzie go at her with a bag of soap or something.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
What did I just say?
A couple of pull balls in a sock.
Suit yourself.
Three sugars.
I used to take 3 sugars for a long time, then it just got too sweet for some strange reason.
What's happened?
One of the women hit me.
Why?
Why not? This is a prison, not a Girl Guide camp.
Right. Well, let's hope it's not too long before you're out of here.
Yes, you seem to keep saying that. What are you doing here at this hour of the morning?
It's the only time I've got. Lynn Warner's trial comes up soon, and I'm defending a woman who ran down a man for her daughter.
Please.
So, I've got a pretty full plate.
Everybody seems to be getting something done around here but me, by the sound of things.
I've already put your reasons for wanting a retrial before the Supreme Court. Now, we just have to be patient.
I'm starting to hate this show.
There's a couple of few things
Not
here
really.
that I want you to sign, and I've got to go, I'm afraid. Hey, come on. Just keep the faith a little longer, huh?
Don't have much choice, do I?
I want you out of here. You know that.
Tell me what I'm signing.
Sound like he's got the hots. Bloody hell.
What have I done now?
Wait till you're spoken to, Birdsworth.
Lizzie, I've had a phone call from a Dr. Craw about your brother Angus.
Angus?
He asked the doctor to contact you.
What's the matter with him?
It's bad news, I'm afraid. He's dying.
Oh.
He wants to see you.
Does he just?
I understand he's your only surviving relative.
I did have a visitor.
If you like, it could be arranged.
Bugger him.
What's your language?
He never did a damn thing for me. He never wrote once in all these years. Even before that, he couldn't have a bar of me, not unless he wanted something. I lent him 50 quid once, and I never got that back.
Bloody hell, that quite a bit in those days.
All he ever cared about was horses.
Well, Lizzie, that may be so, but
Why quid? What are
perhaps
they
he
on?
wants to make his peace
British
with you.
money back then?
He's up to something. He never was any good.
Then you don't want to see him?
He could have been dead these past 50 years for all the brother he's been to me.
Well, I hope you won't regret it in the future.
I've been in here too long for that, Mrs. Davidson.
You don't get to go outside.
Can I go now?
For a bit.
Yes.
I take it, no matter how much I hated them. See the outside world. I wouldn't
He
live
says
that
he's
long.
very busy at the moment.
I was in
Got a
prison.
plate.
But, you know.
Did you tell him you had a bucket full?
It's going to represent that woman we saw on the news last night.
What, the one that ran that bloke down? Oh, we can look forward to seeing her in here too, then. Oh, joke, Joyce.
I'm not in the mood.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
love. Now,
she'll
don't
be
let it get you
discussing
down.
cases with
And don't
other
start
prisoners,
counting the
other
days either.
clients.
You'll go crackers. Everything happens in its own sweet time.
She'll have to plead insanity, I suppose.
Who? Oh, her. Insanity? Well, there's nothing insane in what she did. If I'd got my hands on the blokes that got my daughter hooked on drugs, the streets would have been piled high.
That's what she'll have to plead, though, otherwise she won't stand a chance.
Well, if I was in the jury, I wouldn't believe her. Everyone who kills someone these days says they were crazy at the time. As if you can be foaming at the mouth one minute and all right the
They've
next.
got to try.
Oh, look, either you're loony or you're not. You can't have it both ways. Well, you knew what you were doing, didn't you?
No.
It's not that simple.
Well, well, the shearer's pin-up. Hey, what Davidson want? She reckons me brother's dying. I didn't even know he was alive. Hey, they're letting you out to see him? Can if I want to.
When are you going to go?
I'm not. I don't want to see him. What do you mean you don't want to? He's always a proper bastard to me. He can hold somebody else's hand. Oh, now, come on, that's not the point. Use your head. How long have you been inside? Oh, years. And have you ever had a day out? Only with Doreen and Frankie. Yeah, what'd you do then? Climb over the fence and have a heart attack doing that. It was worth it. Now, come on, now, don't be stupid. Doesn't matter how you feel about your brother. This is probably your last chance to have a good look around outside. You'd be a bloody fool to turn it down.
See, me and B's on the same page.
Next time you leave here, they'll be carrying you out.
Mind you, I said that about
and you can bring a whole lot of
Frankie.
presents back for your friends. Oh, yeah? So that's the real reason you're interested in me having a day out. Listen, you stupid cow. When my daughter died, they wouldn't even let me out to go to her funeral. Now they're offering you a day out on a plate.
But we don't talk
about that. To see somebody you don't even give a damn about. And you reckon you're not going to go? Well, I'm telling you, if you don't go, I'll break your bloody neck.
So how's she gonna... Oh, she's gonna say she thought about it.
Why this sudden change of heart?
Well, I've been thinking it over real careful, Mrs. Davidson, and I reckon I was a bit hasty, what with the shock and everything. After all, he is my brother. And I reckon if it's his last request, I should be big enough to forget our past differences and go to the poor old bloke if he's calling for me.
It's not stupid.
I'm not getting any younger myself, and he's the only family I've got left, so I thought if he needs me, I should do what you say and go to him and make our peace.
I'm glad. I think you've made the right decision. I'm sure you won't regret it.
No.
I believe that.
But how am I going to get to him? I mean, who's going to take me?
I'll take her, Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, I couldn't go with you. Not in that uniform. People would stare at me. They'd think I was a criminal.
Don't be stupid. You are a criminal.
Thank you, Miss Bennett, but I think I'll take Lizzie to see her brother.
If you want to accept the responsibility, don't forget she tried to escape with Doyle and Anderson. It's my opinion she doesn't deserve this privilege.
I'll be the judge of that.
I won't give you any trouble, Mrs. Davidson, I promise.
If you like, you may wear your own clothes.
Yeah? Wear my own clothes?
Where the hell are they?
Oh, I reckon they're old enough to be back in fashion.
Mrs. Warren,
Does
this is
that be burnt?
Mr. Wilson, my wife's lawyer.
I'm gonna say it now, bleep.
Sit down. My wife won't be with us, Mrs. Warren. We thought it might be better that way.
Mrs. Warren, I won't waste your time or ours by beating around the bush. Now, I understand from Mr. Roberts you paid a visit on him last night, and to put it bluntly, demanded money from him.
I didn't
In a
demand
roundabout
anything.
way.
I went to talk.
Mm-hmm. About money.
My husband worked for Mr. Roberts for 8 years. I appeal to whatever feelings of decency he might have, considering how Bert died. I feel I'm owed something for what I'm going through. I'm alone now. I'm just not going to shut myself away and be quiet about it.
Won't it be seen as pain enough?
Blackmail is a serious offense, Mrs. Warren.
What a blackmail?
Use that tone of voice to me. I'm not blackmailing anyone.
Well, I could prove otherwise if you continue with
manipulation.
this.
You can't take away a man's life and give nothing in return.
Mrs. Warren, if there is any compensation due to you, then the courts will decide it. Until then, you won't receive as much as a penny from Mr. Roberts. Now, I hope I make myself clear.
You haven't any conscience at all, have you? You said last night you were sorry, but you don't give a damn. I hope your wife burns in hell for what she's done to me.
Well, she's a crafty one. Grief-stricken 1 minute. Out for every penny she can get the next.
I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh, I wouldn't bet on it.
Couldn't we have done something for her?
Mr. Roberts, I've already explained to you, your wife is on trial for murder. Now, just think of how it would look if we paid the dead man's wife money.
I suppose you're right.
She'll be a witness for the prosecution, and they'd crucify us. I know you feel a certain responsibility, but you think about your wife. She is the one you should be worrying about. No one else.
Is guilt going to take over though and he's going to do it? We'll put that bleep in Lou for the next
How
time.
are you going, Di? Great. Okay. Very good. Good girl. You finished already. Last one to get it right's a rotten egghead.
Oh, leave them alone, Doreen. Can't you see they're trying to learn something?
Well, they're wasting their time then, aren't they?
See
Has
them
everyone
walking
finished
like
the first
drunkies.
one? Yeah. That's not right.
You'd know.
Teacher will be cross, dummy.
Just ignore her, Di.
Hey, Mrs. Travers, this one's been cheating. What are you going to do about it? Keep her in after school?
Rack off, Doreen.
I wasn't talking to you, dopey.
I don't like this Doreen.
Teacher's pet? Well, you can go without your play lunch. Hey, Mrs. Travers, what about teaching them some history?
Get out.
Make me.
I'll make you.
Doreen, stop.
Well,
You fail. Looks like I go to the top of the class.
B, you need
I
to
don't want to see
bash
you back in
her.
here again tomorrow. There's nothing wrong with you. Really?
You heard the doctor.
What the hell did he give her? If there's nothing wrong with her.
Yes, Miss Bennett.
You'll be pleased to know that Anderson and Travers have been separated.
Huh?
Yes, the governor insisted on it. After you'd been to see her.
I merely expressed an opinion. I'm concerned for the health of the prisoners.
I think you should confine yourself to medical opinions. Their accommodation and general welfare is the concern of prison officers.
If the women are going to assault each other, then I consider it my business. I'm the one who has to take care of them.
Then treat them and leave the rest to us.
You weren't going to do a thing.
That's my prerogative.
Is it?
You do your job, Doctor, and I'll do mine. Just don't meddle in things that don't concern you.
See, how upset was she when she almost lost her job? I know she's just towing that line very carefully
You come down to
between
earth
the other side.
Drop off.
What's my name?
B.
Well, you remember that
Queen
much?
Bee.
Of course I remember.
I thought you might have forgotten who ran this place while you're on the outside.
No?
Then start acting like it. You might be up to bouncing little Di around the floor and shooting your mouth off to impress the new girls, but none of that washes with me, Doreen. All right?
All right.
And I won't remind you again.
I told the governor I'd go, and guess who's going with me?
Who?
She is. Yeah. And I can wear my own clothes.
You're looking right, clown.
Why?
Well, bustles are out of fashion. This is the 20th century. But you wouldn't know that.
Not
We're dated.
that old. Anyway, I reckon it's a great honour to be going out with the governor in person.
You would, you dumb old mole.
What's B just said?
Of course it is. Isn't it, Doreen?
What's the matter with her, B? What's she trying to prove?
I don't know. But she's going to find herself in a heap of trouble if she doesn't wake up to herself.
Give her a... Oh, here we go. I'm taking that bleep out of Lou.
Would you like a drink?
No.
Well, don't worry. I'm not turning into an alcoholic. Even your mother says there's nothing wrong with the sherry.
All right, I didn't say anything.
How many
Get
you
you
drink
some lunch.
in a short space of time?
Catherine, have you given any thought to your plea?
Yes. I'm not going to plead insanity.
Temporary insanity. There is a difference.
If there is, I can't see it.
Oh, darling, you've got to give yourself a chance.
I am not mad. I'm not going to have people thinking I'm some sort of nut that's got to be locked up in a padded room.
Who cares what people think? I don't want to lose you. What about Sarah?
I was thinking of Sarah when I did what I did. I was trying to protect her, and now they want to lock me away. Oh, don't look at me like that. Do you think I'm some sort of maniac, too?
You've got to prove that you're not some sort of cold-blooded murderer.
She's going to
What
get
happened
burned
with Mrs.
alive
Warren?
if she doesn't do
Wilson
it.
decided we shouldn't pay her a cent. It would only damage your case.
You're not seriously thinking of paying her, are you?
Oh, look, I don't know what I was thinking.
She bursts into our home, and she says the filthiest things, and
Please,
then...
Catherine, I don't want to talk about it. She won't come near us anymore, all right?
Where did you get the money for my bail?
You'll have to worry about that.
The business.
No, where? Where? I want to know.
I arranged to increase my overdraft.
And how are we going to pay Mr. Wilson?
How much?
He'll put in his account when it's all over. You don't have to worry about that now.
Murder's
We're going to
either,
have to sell the beach cottage, aren't we?
murder's either going to be $10 bail.
Possibly. Nobody has enough ready cash for this sort of thing.
This won't affect Sarah, will it? Her school fees?
Oh, of course not. Look, it's not as if we were penniless. We'll just have to juggle a few things, that's all. Don't get upset. There's nothing to worry about.
Is she going to go in, he's going to lose the business, he's going to shoot himself or something?
I got this letter from my dad, and you said if I ever wanted to talk about anything.
Sure. What's the problem?
Well, I don't know. It's not awful or anything. Just a bit strange.
Would you like me to read the letter?
Thanks.
But he knows
He
it
never
now.
was much for writing. Says they never come out the way he wants. Mum's the one who writes to everyone.
I think there's something wrong with his mum.
Got a nice hand, though. That's what
Her
Mum
mum.
says. She gets him to write on the Christmas cards.
Well, he says here he's coming to see you. Well, that's good news, isn't it?
I suppose so.
Oh, why aren't you sure? He's usually more affectionate in his letters.
No, like I said, he doesn't normally write. Mum does that. He just seems so distant.
Well, how do you think he felt when you and Doug left home like that?
I suppose he was angry.
Does she know about the money from
He
the
didn't
coffee pot?
ever like Doug. Didn't trust him. Dad didn't really know Doug that well. Not like I did.
Do you think he could have felt a little bit hurt?
I hadn't really thought about it.
Do you love your father?
Oh, always. When I was a kid, I used to brag about how he was the best dad in the whole world.
And do you think he knows that? I mean, after all, you just did leave home without even saying goodbye.
Well, I wrote them a note.
That's hardly the same, is it? What do you think he means by a few problems?
I don't know. Me, I suppose.
Oh, there you go again, feeling sorry for yourself. The question is, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I suppose when he comes...
What the hell's that on?
If he comes, that is.
On the filing
I'll just have
cabinet?
to try and let him know that I really am very sorry for all the trouble I've caused him. And not just for myself. Thanks.
You
Oh, we
two
never
wouldn't
saw
last
that.
5
In
minutes
focus.
outside on the run. You got to think fast, keep one step ahead of yourself, and you can't relax for a minute.
Bet you slept with one eye open all the time.
Who said anything about sleep? Close your eyes and you're gone.
You must have slept sometime.
Oh, yeah? Once. I had half an hour. I needed it. Hey, isn't that Wonky Warner? Allowed out without a leash, are you, Wonk? Hey, Wonk, given any blood lately?
I hate this Doreen. Go on, Lynn. Stick that in her. I don't condone violence, but she needs something doing to her.
Oops.
I hope I didn't hurt it. Stop! Get off! Get on!
What's going on? Oh, I've been keeping an eye on things. I think I should break that up.
Should have broken up as soon as she touched her.
Stop that! Stop it! Who
It's
started
another
this?
mark against her.
Just having a bit of fun, that's all.
Yeah, a friendly wrestle. No harm done.
Come with me, Lynn. Your father's here. He's with Mrs. Davidson at the moment. Now, I suggest you go and tidy up.
She can't seem to stay out of trouble, can she?
You better watch you don't go too far, Anderson.
All I did was accidentally stand on one of her veggies. You saw it, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw it.
No vegetables were harmed in the making of this show. I don't want no complaints in the chat.
Lunch already, is it? Well, how's the rest of the world getting on without me?
We'll survive.
Any chance of a book?
You're getting lonely, Davidson.
I sure am.
That's the idea.
I keep asking, you're going to be sick of it, where the hell is Monica? She can't still be in solitary.
Hello, Lynn.
Dad, would you like to sit down?
Has she been transferred, as someone said? She's been transferred and I've just forgot.
So, how have you been?
I'm all right.
Is Mum okay?
She's in hospital.
I thought there was something wrong.
You heard.
In hospital? Why?
I would have thought that'd be obvious.
Well, tell me what's wrong with her.
She took a bit of a turn after she heard what you'd done. It was on the television and the radio, and the whole town knew about it.
Oh, is she going to be all right?
We don't know.
Well, why didn't you write and tell me?
I couldn't see the point.
Suicide watch again.
How can you say that? She's my mother.
That's never mattered to you before. What we feel and what we think hasn't meant a damn thing to you. You just went on your way, getting into one fix after another, each one worse than before. Doing what you want to do. Not thinking of anyone else. Well, your mother can't take any more. Neither can I.
Look, excuse me, Mr. Warner, I don't think
Oh,
you can
do you
blame
mind? It's bad enough having eavesdropping in the same room without butting into something that's not your business. I think I know what I'm talking about. She's my daughter, not yours.
I'm sorry.
If I haven't been to see you before, it's because of the farm. It won't run itself, you know. I can't just up and come to the city every time you get yourself into trouble. I'm staying with your Aunt Dory and Uncle George. It's bad enough having to face them. Tell me, what am I meant to do with you, eh?
Forgive.
Just tell me.
See, I understand where this is coming from, but she were kind of pressured into it, but she shouldn't have gone off the
Rubbish on the
gun.
wall.
Got to do something.
Someone's got to clean it off. Give it to me. Come on.
How else can I stop from going out of my mind? You don't know what it's like. No one to talk to, nothing to do.
You've climbed down a bit since I last saw you, haven't you? Must be doing you good.
How much longer do I have to stay in here?
Oh, it's up to the VJ. It's a nice day outside.
What's a VJ?
Visiting justice. He could put you back in here for another week.
What?
If you're lucky, that is. You could score a fortnight if he calls in a second opinion and they both think that what you did is serious enough. And I do. You're going to run out of walls, aren't you, Davidson?
I'm not staying in here.
You've got no choice. Mind you, you could call witnesses in your defense.
I'd rather be there
But I wouldn't advise it.
than with the other
Why
women.
not? Because there aren't any witnesses, are there?
I can think of one.
You've already crossed me once, Davidson. I wouldn't try it again. Best for you to accept your punishment and try and stay out of trouble in the future. That's my advice. Oh, and I wouldn't think about appealing to your aunt for help. She probably won't be here.
Where's she going?
The governor's movements are none of the prisoner's business.
Oh, she deserves it. I'll give her that. I'm sure we'll get
Tell me
worse,
you want
though.
a word with me about my daughter.
That's right, Mr. Warner. Won't you come in? I thought it might be a good idea.
Has she got herself a lawyer?
Yes, you've no need to worry about that.
Who's paying for her?
Legal aid?
Oh. What are her chances?
Well, that's hard to say at the moment, but I'm sure Mr. Wilson will do the best he can for her.
Who's Wilson?
Stephen Wilson, that's her lawyer.
Oh, I see.
Won't you sit down? I know it must be difficult for you being
Oh,
here.
you're damn right.
I've just noticed what was on the painting
Sorry,
or whatever it
excuse
were
me.
behind her.
No need to apologize. I understand how you must be feeling.
Do you? How? Have you ever had a daughter in a mess like this?
Of course not.
And you don't know, do you?
We're concerned for her, that's all.
And I'm not. Is that the idea?
I didn't say that.
Oh, I know. You young, educated people. You think that we're old. We're not too sophisticated. Farmers are meant to be stupid. Because they don't read books out their life to find out what they want to be.
Bleeps.
Well, I can catch the drift as fast as the next one. You don't need a university degree. And ever since I set foot in this place, people are telling me what I didn't do, what I should have done, and what a bloody awful parent I've been.
Mr. Warner, I'm sure...
No, let me finish. You think I've let my daughter down? Oh, you all think that here. You think I've been hard. You think I'd turn my back. Well, let me tell you something. My wife and I have worked hard all our lives. I'm not blowing my trumpet. That's just a fact. We worked hard to provide a good home and bring our daughter up the right way, to give her a good start in life, show her what's right, what's wrong. At least that's what we thought. We didn't want her running away to the city like that. That was her idea. Her mother told her she'd be sorry. And then when she came back with that business of the kitty, you know, we were willing to forgive and forget and start all over again. And then what does she do? She shoots through with that no-hoper, that Doug Parker. I saw through him in 5 minutes. You couldn't tell her, though. And now look what's happened. Honest to God, you get to the stage you wonder if you've ever done anything right.
I do understand how you must be feeling, Mr. Warner. But what happens now?
Well, I'm not going to give up on her, if that's what you expect me to say. Not yet, anyway. God knows why.
Lynn is a very naive girl, and she's easily influenced by stronger personalities if she thinks that they'll accept her. I think that might have been the case with Doug Parker. What I'm trying to say is that she's not strong enough yet, particularly after what happened to her recently, to stand on her own. That'll take time. Right now, she needs to know that someone's going to accept her, in spite of everything. Somebody who won't give up on her. She needs her parents.
Of course she needs her parents. I know that. What have I been saying? But you try and tell her that.
I'm sure you'll be able to manage without me
It was
just
a
as well.
picture of something that was perfectly fine in the 80s.
I know, that doesn't make any difference.
Complaint
I'm
Central
not here to provide special
nowadays.
privileges for her. She's just another prisoner. I thought I'd made that quite clear.
I think we can handle it.
I don't see why not. It's just a routine matter. Bring Lizzie Birdsworth to the reception area, would you please, Mrs. Jackson? Give my regards to the VJ. Oh, and ask him whatever happened to Mr. Bell. He may know. We haven't seen him for ages.
Bye, Mrs. Davidson.
So is Lizzie going to take advantage of this and go shopping and everything? Getting a taste of governorship?
Yes. Yes, Lynn. Did you see my father, Miss Vernon?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say about me?
Well, he wanted to know what your chances were and if I'd found your lawyer.
What did he say?
Lynn, what do you want from your parents?
What?
Love?
What do you expect them to be?
I just want them to try and understand.
Is that all?
I don't want them to hate me.
They don't hate you, Lynn.
Oh, he was so angry. I've never seen him like that before. He blames me for everything.
He's upset because of your mother and how everything seems to have gone sour. But he wants to help you. He told me so.
Only because that's what you expected. You were wrong before. He came to see me because he felt he had to, not because he wanted to. I could feel it.
The picture's
Then why
gone.
did you ask me what he said about you?
I had to be sure.
Lynn, you haven't been listening to what I've said.
I remember what you said this morning about trying to feel sorry for him instead of myself. Well, I tried and he just wouldn't listen. And if that's the way he feels...
Lynn!
Can you keep that picture removed for now on, please?
Don't forget, be there on time.
Excuse me.
What was that all about?
Nothing important. How did Lynn Warner get on with her visitor?
I didn't know you were interested in Lynn, Vera.
It was her father, wasn't it? I bet he tore strips off of the silly little fool.
Yes, he did. Hardly the best thing at the moment.
Why not? She deserves it.
Oh, come off it, Vera. You know what I'm talking about.
Afraid she'll do herself in.
She tried once.
Rubbish. She wasn't trying to kill herself. She's not the type.
Well, what is
Weren't
the
she? I
time?
had
Just
to
looking
blur
for
the bloody
attention,
thing.
trying to create as much fuss as she can.
There are easier ways of gaining attention.
But nothing so effective as a suicide attempt.
And you don't honestly believe that.
If you had any sense, you would too.
She could have died.
But she didn't. She knows what she's doing. Meg, you're too soft-hearted. She's got you wrapped round her little finger.
Now, that's not true. But someone's got to keep an eye on her. You can't ignore what's happened in the past.
Then think about all the trouble you had getting her case reopened. And what did she do? Back like a revolving door. You're wasting your time.
Where are you off to, Anderson?
The garden. It's crying out for my green fingers.
There's work to be done in the laundry.
Not her, Meg.
Don't
Go
worry,
on.
Mrs. Jackson. It's all under control.
She's the one you should be watching.
Don't worry. I am watching.
You know, you'd have thought they'd have built higher walls than that.
What are you doing, Wonk?
What does it look like?
Tough, eh?
Tough as custard.
Who asked you?
Listen, if you've got anything smart to say, you can buzz off, Doreen. I haven't forgotten what you said before.
I was just joking. No need to get shirty.
What do you want, Doreen?
Why aren't you doing your little garden? We thought we might give you a hand.
Like last time.
Oh, yeah, but I've been reading up on it since then. I don't reckon I'll make the same mistakes as I did the last time.
Yeah, I grew a pot plant once.
You can do what you like, I don't care.
Don't you?
No,
Not
I've just about
hot.
had a belly full. I'm not doing anything anymore for anyone. Just for myself.
Is that so?
I just told you, didn't I?
Seems to me you're waking up to a few things.
Yeah, maybe I am.
And from what I hear, you're not too innocent this time, eh?
No.
Well,
Don't become a part of Doreen's crew.
you're one of us now.
It's not going to last long.
Yes.
It's another one who's going to try and act hard when they're not. It doesn't suit Doreen, it's definitely not going to suit Lynn.
Oh. Hey, it's the buy-up this afternoon. You got any money? No. You? Well, what are you getting all excited about?
Just remembered, that's all.
Yeah.
Suppose we've got to miss out.
Frankie never went short of a smoke.
That was Frankie.
No reason why we should either.
What do you mean?
I know how she used to work it.
Yeah? You reckon we could too?
Of course we could. Yeah?
What are you talking about?
None of your business.
I thought she'd just become
What
part
do you
of the
think
crew.
you're doing?
Just sitting?
Look, Wonk, what do you want?
Nothing. I can sit here if I want to.
It's not a bloody Tupperware party.
Maybe she'd like to help us, Doreen.
Her? Don't make me laugh.
What have you got to do?
Nothing that you'd be any good at.
You said I was one of you, remember?
We could do with some extra help.
All right, we'll give you a go. Seeing's how you're turning over a new leaf.
Got to buy cigs.
What have I got to do?
Oh, Mr. Godwin.
Mrs. Jackson, how are you?
Oh, we didn't know who to expect today. Mr. Bell's still away?
Yes, he's in England visiting his daughter. I don't know how he finds the time. My hands are full just keeping up with my work.
But they haven't seen him in ages. Has he
Actually,
moved
I'm a
here?
little surprised to see you still here. Well, I heard about your husband. It was a terrible thing. These women need a firmer hand. How's Mrs. Davidson?
Oh, Mrs. Davidson isn't here today, Mr. Goodwin. She has business outside the prison. Miss Bennett is in charge.
Is she now? Fine woman, Miss Bennett. Very efficient. Well, we mustn't keep her waiting. Shall we go?
Certainly.
He obvious-
She's in Mrs. Davidson's
He
office.
obviously doesn't know her. Not that well.
Thank you, Dwyer. You may go.
Would you like me to send the
So was
first
that
girl,
it?
Miss Bennett?
No hurry, Meg. Mr. Goodwin and I will have tea first.
Since that's a-
I'll call you when we're ready for the first case. Barbara Davidson.
Whatever you say.
Thank you, Meg. Oh, let reception know where you are so that I can find you.
I'm sure she wouldn't be that respectable without him there.
How do you like your tea, Mr. Goodwin?
Black with no sugar, thank you. May I say what a pleasant surprise it is to see you sitting in that chair?
It's only while
Round
Mrs.
noser.
Davidson's away, of course. But very nice of you to say so.
Well, not at all. I've often felt the authorities weren't making good enough use of your ability.
Unfortunately, too few people feel that way. Vanilla slice?
Take it then.
That's great, Mum. How's the flat going? Terrific.
It's back.
Yeah, well, I'll see you soon. Bye.
Can we
That
sack
was
Jean,
Mum.
please?
She and Judith Ann are getting along famously. Everything's fine.
Oh, that's good.
I think I only rang her to reassure myself that I can do something all right.
Oh, come on. What do you mean?
Oh, you should have been a fly in the wall when Lynn Warner's father came to see me. I mean, talk about a disaster. And Lynn, too. I thought I was making myself perfectly clear, making good sense.
Well, some people only hear what they want to hear.
But it's my job to get a foothold in there somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you something that'll make your day. You should see Vera in the governor's office. She's all set up with an enormous tray of tea and cakes. And she's entertaining the VJ as though she were holding a garden party in Government House.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
Erica's only gone for the afternoon, and Vera's carrying on as though she were founding a dynasty.
Yeah, the 1,000-year Reich. Heil Vera. You know, your Miss Bennet only makes my job more difficult. I've got to undo all her good work in making those women feel worthless and crushing whatever hope they have in bettering themselves. God help us if she's any more than governor for a day.
Is that foreshadowing?
Jean Vernon. The Fuhrer.
Yes, Vera. Right, I'll bring her up straight away. She's ready for Davidson. Well, between the two of them, I think our little Barbara's in for a tough time.
Yeah, I thought you were getting that lady to, Vera this is, to do something to Barbara. Not to bring tea and cakes.
Thanks, real generous of you. Give them back. You keep your mouth shut if you want to stay healthy, all right? Give them back, you bastard! Hold up! Let me go! Screws!
Who's doing all that yelling?
Yelling? We didn't hear any yelling, did we, girls?
No. You all right, then?
Yeah, why shouldn't I be?
Everybody else get back to work. It's been enough loitering for one day.
Oh, because of you, we lost them smokes. Yeah. You piss weak. Bloody useless.
Come on, Lynn, bash her. That should have been Doreen's head.
Davidson, time for you to see the VJ. He hasn't got all day. Now move along. Now, this is an informal hearing.
Where did she get
You have
chalk
the
from?
right to call witnesses and cross-examine them if you wish. The name of the justice is Mr. Goodwin. That is how you will address him. Any questions?
Everyone seems to have made up their minds about me. Big, bad Barbara.
Don't flatter yourself.
Well, I've got news for you. The staff here aren't so lily white.
What do you mean?
There's a certain officer who was only too willing to help me get stuff into this place.
Who?
If you don't mind, I think I'll keep it for Mr. Goodwin.
Is he gonna believe her though? I mean, because Vera is a bitch, doesn't mean that they're gonna believe that she's gonna bring drugs in for them. So they'll probably just laugh in her face anyway, so you know. Vera's probably safe. I'm not sure if that'll be foreshadowing when they spoke about, when Jean spoke about her taking the place, you know, full time. That picture in Jean Vernon's office, you know, this is a show I thought I might have to blur occasionally, but I thought it might be boobs or something like that. I dread to think if I've missed that in her office all this time. If I have, I'm so sorry. I can't go back and look through all the footage, but bloody hell. Why has she got it in there anyway? Well, we've got a bleeping Lou. You never said it. That's another thing as well, all the bloody bleeps. Sign out. So Doreen needs a kick in the head. or multiple ones. I think Bee's going to get tired of this. She's going to knock her down a peg or two, and then she'll be back to the normal Doreen. I am really, really not liking this Doreen. It doesn't suit her whatsoever. I mean, Frankie got away with it because she was a hard nut. She was always a hard nut. Doreen, she was never a hard nut. We've seen how she was like. She had to hide behind B and a lot of things. Doesn't suit her whatsoever. I thought, I nearly called what Doreen called her then. I thought Lynn was going to like become like her when she joined her crew. I thought, oh God, here we go again. We're going to have two bloody wimps thinking that the hard nuts. Nope. So I don't think it'd be that long before Doreen's knocked down a peg or two. If the husband, the posh lady's husband, pays her off, I'm in agreement with the lawyer. That's going to look really bad. Is he going to let guilt get the better of him and put his wife in jeopardy? And I also agree that she needs to plead temporary insanity. Otherwise she could be in for life. Because it weren't just a knockover and that's it. Like a run over. It was a run over with another one, with another one, with another one, with another one. The first one may not have been premeditated, but, you know, to do it over and over again, there's some kind of thought behind there. I mean, yes, it could still be temporary insanity, but if you don't plead it, it's just going to look very malicious. The daughter served a purpose. She's gone. You're going to be sick of it asking this, me asking this. Where the hell is Monica? Did I miss it somewhere in one of the episodes? Did she not go to solitary? Did she get transferred? I don't know. I thought she went to solitary and then she was going to get let out in the last episode, but no. She got put in the cell with a portal. She's probably now living in 2065 or something like that. I don't know. But yes, I am enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the bleeps. I'm not enjoying the blurs. Bloody hell, there's far more than I thought they were going to. But don't worry ye not. It will continue. I'm still looking to film this for 692 episodes. I can't tell you what it was. Like I said, it was something that was perfectly okay in the 80s. Even I had a stuffed kind of version of one in the 80s. There was no malice behind it whatsoever. It was just like a stuffed thing. But nowadays, people are up in arms about it. I don't know why, but they are. So with that, I want to thank everyone for watching. I've left this outro going on far too long. If you've subscribed already or followed me, thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't, could I please beg of one? Either subscribe or follow. It would really help me out, honestly it would. And to my Patreon members, it is you that is bringing the content to me to allow me to bring the content straight back to you. Thank you all ever so much. I love you lots no matter what tier you are. So with that, I'm gonna end up spending, 3 hours blurring this episode. So I'm gonna move on to the next one so I can find more blurring to do, and I hope to see you there. Goodbye.